Good afternoon, YouTube. Moko back here with another video. Today we will be going over my Marvel Cinematic Universe Steelbook collection. We will be going over this collection in timeline order. Up first, as you can see, we have Captain America, the First Avenger. This one is a Wheat exclusive. I love the Wheat Steelbooks. They do a phenomenal job debossing on the title. They're always super glossy. This Steelbook looks incredible. I like it much more than any of the other Captain America First Avenger Steelbooks. It also comes with some exclusive goodies that I will go over in the review of this Steelbook. Up next, we have Agent Carter Season 1. This one is a Zavvi exclusive. This show was pretty good, in my opinion. I know a lot of people don't like it or haven't seen it, and they just judge it off that. But as far as the Steelbook goes, it's kind of basic. The back has just the Marvel logo. It would have been nice to see them put more on the back. It just seems like a wasted space. But overall, I can't complain. Up next, we have Agent Carter Season 2. This one is practically the same. She's just in a different position. But once again, what can you say? You can't complain. At least we have a Steelbook for it. Once again, this is a Zavvi exclusive, and once again, nothing on the back. I'm not sure why they choose to do that. Up next, we have a Wheat exclusive, Captain Marvel. This one is incredible. The gloss on this is super, super glossy, and the debossing is incredible. Here's the spine and the back. The back is actually the same picture from the Best Buy exclusive, just with a touch-up on the colors. It looks incredible. Up next, we have the Blue Fans Iron Man edition. And this thing is nice. It's also super glossy and has debossing on the Iron Man and debossing on the eye on the back. It looks incredible. The only thing I will say that bothers me is that the title on the spine is off-center, but I can get over that. Everything else just looks incredible. And up next, we have Iron Man 2. I'm not exactly sure what edition this is. It could be a Zavvi, but I'm not exactly sure. I will definitely look into that and get back with you guys on that in the individual review of this Steelbook. But once again, this Steelbook is also amazing looking. I like War Machine on the back. I like the gloss that they put on. It's like a brushed metal gloss. It's not your standard gloss. It just looks great. They don't do that very often on very many of the Steelbooks, so when they do, I think it's a treat. Up next, we do have the Blue Fans Incredible Hulk. This one is probably one of the glossiest Steelbooks. I know I've been saying that, but this one is just incredibly glossy. I love this Steelbook. I did have to pay quite a bit for it. It was a pretty limited Steelbook, I'm pretty sure. The back art really sold this one for me. I think this explains the Hulk perfectly, and I just think that is a great picture, even though Edward Norton isn't around anymore. Up next, we have the first Thor. This one is an HMV exclusive, and I think this is one of the best Thor Steelbooks that are out. There is one that I would really love to have. It's the Blue Fans, but that one goes for like $400, and I'm not willing to pay that. The only part I really didn't like about this one was the back cover. I think they could have done more, but it still looks good. I think it's supposed to represent the hammer going through the ice, but not exactly certain. Overall, it's still a pretty good Steelbook, though. And up next, we have the very first one that I think Best Buy ever put out for the Marvel Steelbook-wise, and this is the Avengers. This one isn't technically a Steelbook, but I still have it in the collection. I think it looks great, and I like it better than the other options that are available. I love the spot gloss on the back and on the front. Overall, another great Steelbook in my opinion. Up next, we have Thor: The Dark World. I know this is not a very popular movie, but I think this Steelbook looks great. This is a Zavvi exclusive, and I think it's much better than some of the other options that are available. I actually don't see this one around too often whenever I'm looking up videos. I'm not sure why. This one is a great Steelbook. And up next, we have Iron Man 3. The arc reactor on the front is spot glossed and debossed, which I think looks great. You have Iron Man on the back with the normal cover, and you can see all of his suits on there. I personally like this Steelbook quite a bit. I think the front really does it for me the most, though. I gotta love that. Movie-wise, this one wasn't my favorite, though. Up next, we have Captain America, the Winter Soldier. This Steelbook is probably one of my least favorites in my whole collection. It is nice that they embossed the title. In my opinion, the back art is very lacking. There was a lot of action-packed scenes in this movie, and for them just to put the characters on the back, I just never was a fan of that. I know it just shows the lineup of the movie, but still, never liked that. Up next, we have Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1. This one is a pretty colorful steelbook, another one you don't see all that often. I love the picture of them in their jumpsuits. And then on the back, we have the prison. And the back is pretty busy in my opinion, so I don't know. It wasn't feeling this one too much. But this one is a Zavvi exclusive as well. Zavvi always does a great job with their steelbooks. Up next, we have another Wheat exclusive. And this one, I love the colors on it. The deep blue with the purple just looks phenomenal. Also, the title is embossed, which looks great. I think they changed up the colors of the title on this one a bit, though, from the standard one. You have the spine, and then the back. The back just has Groot on it, but the colors of blue, it just looks great. I love the shine right there that you can see in the light. I think this is much better than the Best Buy exclusive. I always thought that one was lacking. Up next, this is Daredevil Season 1. This one could be considered controversial, but I consider them a part of the MCU now, and this is also a Zavvi exclusive. I think this one they did a phenomenal job on, like usual. I just don't like that they didn't include anything on the back. They need to put stuff on the back. It's just a wasted space. But overall, I still think it's a great steelbook. I love the spot gloss on the blood on his hand. Up next, we have another Zavvi exclusive. This one is also a Netflix Marvel. Debossed on the title and spot gloss on the front right on the card. And this one actually did do something with the back, which was different for them, but it's still not what I would like to see on the back. I think they need some type of scene or some type of art rather than just colors. But overall, still a good steelbook. Up next, we actually have Avengers Age of Ultron. This one looks pretty good in my opinion. It's not my favorite, but still looks good. And with this one, I opted for Ultron on the back instead of Vision, just because Ultron's only in this movie, and so this is the only chance to have him on a steelbook. Personally, I think they should have done more with Ultron than what they did, but that's just the problem with the MCU, and that's just something we have to live with. They love to kill off their villains, sadly. Up next, we will have Ant-Man. The only thing I really don't like about this one is the little Marvel logo up there at the top. I just don't think it fits. I think they should have left it all black around the trim. This one is also a Zavvi exclusive, and I think the art on the back looks great. The art on the back really does it for me on this one. Much better than the Best Buy edition. Up next, we have Daredevil Season 2. This one, the embossing on it is insane. They embossed Daredevil, his whole outline, and even his mask. It looks great. This one is probably one of my favorite steelbooks in my collection. I don't think I'm going to be able to show you, but on the Punisher logo on the back, there is actually like red glitter in the white paint that really makes it pop in person. I don't think it's going to appear on the camera, though. You'll just have to take my word for it. And I love that they actually put art on the back rather than just the Marvel logo. Overall, this one is an amazing steelbook, and I'm glad to have it in the collection. Up next, we are going to have Luke Cage Season 1. This one is another pretty boring one in my opinion. They could have done so much more. I don't like just the outline of them. I guess it's nice that it's embossed, but other than that, it doesn't have much going for it. The back is all right. It's just a look over Harlem in the same gold paint that we have on the front, and the Marvel logo is glossed. I still think it could have been better, though, but it's better than just nothing on the back, in my opinion. Up next, we have Iron Fist Season 1. This one was a pain to get a hold of. I bought these last year, so this one had been out for quite a while, and I could not find this one for sale anywhere. It took me weeks to finally find one for sale that was in good condition, and man, am I glad to have this one in the collection. It was very tough. This is actually one of the only Netflix ones that doesn't have any embossing or debossing on it, which I think is also a missed opportunity because the Iron Fist logo on the back embossed would have been amazing. But overall, it's still a good steelbook. It matches the vibe of all the other Netflix ones except for Jessica Jones, and that's one of my things with that one I don't like. Up next, we have Defender Season 1. This one is the first of the customs, and as you can see, the Defender's title is spot glossed. The person who makes these for me does an incredible job. He works with me and gets them perfect to the point where I think they are as they should be. He definitely puts a lot of time and effort into these, and I much appreciate his work. This back art is incredible. You have Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and Daredevil all lined up, and I think it's just a perfect picture for the back. The front art is also great in my opinion, but I'm kind of biased when it comes to the customs because they are what I wanted to be on them. So I'm not really a good judge of character on these ones. I'm honestly not sure why they stopped making them after Daredevil Season 2. It's definitely a missed opportunity. People would still buy them if they were to make them. I'm not sure why they stopped. Up next, we do have Captain America Civil War. This steelbook is incredible. The embossing on it looks amazing on the front. This is actually the steelbook that got me into steelbooks. If it wasn't for this one, I might not be making this video today. This one also has a matte finish, and I kind of like matte better than the glossy in my opinion. I'm not sure what it is about matte finishes. Glossy ones can be good, but just not as often in my opinion. On the back, we have Iron Man and Captain America during their final fight. This is honestly a great shot for me. I don't think they could have done anything better. This is like the last of the good Best Buy exclusives in my opinion. Up next, we have Black Widow. The Black Widow movie did not do too well with a lot of people. I honestly think it's partially of when they released it. If they would have released this back after Civil War, like it goes in the timeline, I think this movie would have done a lot better and would have been well received. The steelbook itself is alright. It's nothing to write home about though. Up next, we have a Wheat exclusive again. This is the Black Panther one. It is incredible. I don't know if I can get it to show up very well, but if I can get it in the light just right, you can see the kinetic energy charging in the vibranium suit. It's just a good touch. I think they did a great job on this one. It's super glossy, but has like the brushed metal on the kinetic armor. And the title is also debossed. This one is much, much better than the Best Buy exclusive. I thought the Best Buy exclusive was just awful, especially when compared to this one. Like, just look at this back art. The colors are so vibrant, and the gloss, like, I'm not even a fan of glossy steelbooks, but this one is great. Up next, we have Spider-Man Homecoming. This steelbook, in my opinion, is pretty good. It's got a matte finish to it. I like the touch of Iron Man and him just swinging through the city. And then you have Vulture on the back with Peter in his homemade suit. I like the difference in color, the contrast, the bright front with the dark back. I think they did a pretty good job on this one. I actually really do like the Stark Enhanced suit. I wasn't a very big fan of the black and red suit from Spider-Man No Way Home. Up next, we do have Punisher Season 1. This show was pretty good. It's definitely violent, not for kids by any means. But once again, this one is a custom. You can see the spot gloss on the title. He always does that, always includes that for me. And then we have the spine. And then just a classic skull on the back. Gotta have that for the Punisher. Once again, I can't really say my opinions on this because in my opinion, this steelbook is perfect because I designed it. I do hope the rumors of the Punisher returning to the MCU here soon come to be true. I think that would be awesome. Up next, we do have the Zavvi exclusive, Doctor Strange steelbook. This is a lot different from the Best Buy exclusive. The Best Buy exclusive was just the book. This one has Doctor Strange in the Sanctum Sanctorum embossed, and the title is also embossed. On this steelbook, they definitely went with the less is more approach. There's not a lot going on in this steelbook, which could be considered disappointing to some, considering all the great visual effects that were in this movie. This steelbook could have been a lot more than this one. With all the colors they had in this movie, it could have been a phenomenal steelbook. But overall, it's still good. Up next, we do have Jessica Jones Season 2. Once again, spot gloss on the title. This is another custom. I really like the shade of purple used on the front of this one. I think it's unlike any other steelbook that's out. The back art does symbolize how Jessica Jones as a person is broken and still trying to recover. Up next, we do have Luke Cage Season 2. This one, we do have spot gloss on the title, once again. Spine. And then the back art, of course. Once again, this one is a custom, and I think he does great work. You guys have got to check him out. He is phenomenal. I love his art. Up next, yet another custom. This one is Daredevil Season 3. This one, he did such a great job at making it look similar to the Season 1 and Season 2. If I have Season 1, Season 2, and Season 3 all laid out at the same time, you could not tell this is a custom. He does such a great job. On the back, we do have Bullseye inside the Marvel logo. Looks amazing. Up next, we do have Iron Fist Season 2. I really like the subtle of the glow of the fist on the front. I think that was a good touch. I actually have not got around to watching this show yet. I plan to watch it here soon. I haven't heard the best things about it, but I like to get my own opinion on things. Here we have the back art. I think it looks really, really cool. The glowing fist with being able to see down into his bones. I think that's a cool touch. Up next, we do have Punisher Season 2. This one, it resembles the art of the first one, which is something I really like. I like how they're uniformed. And I'm not sure if this was on purpose, but the 2 bullet casings almost make it seem as if it's supposed to be Punisher Season 2. Once again, this one is also a custom. Gotta love the customs. Here we have the spine. And then I really like the skull on the back of this one, just with all the bullets encased in blood. It definitely makes you think of the Punisher when you see that. Up next, we do have Jessica Jones Season 3. I also have not got around to seeing this one, but we do have the spot gloss on the title. I've heard this one is one of the worst Marvel Netflix shows, but like I said previously, I like to get my own opinions. This one is also another custom, and we have the back art. There's not too much going on with this one, but overall, I still think it looks great. I'm glad to have it in my collection. Up next, we're going to have Thor Ragnarok. I'm not sure exact what edition this is, but I think it's much, much, much better than the Best Buy edition. The colors on this one fit the movie so much better than the black and red that came on the Best Buy edition, if you guys know what I'm talking about. The only thing that I think was lacking on this one is the embossing or debossing. It's just flat, but I can deal with flat for this art. It's so nice. The colors pop so much in person. I'm not sure how much of it's going to come over the camera, but this is one you guys have got to get. Up next, we have Ant-Man and the Wasp. This one is very, very basic. I do like the shrinking effect on Wasp and Ant-Man on the back, but this one skyrocketed in price. I'm not sure why it's so expensive. This is the Best Buy edition, so it does have the title on the spine. You can find the overseas ones for reasonable prices, but on the spine, they have pictures of the actors instead of the title, which to some people that might not bother, but as for me, I would like the title on the spine so it looks right when it's on the shelf. Up next, we do have Avengers Infinity War. This one is the Zavi 3D exclusive. The stones on the Infinity Gauntlet are debossed, and that is why I went with the 3D edition. I think that is a very good touch. This was personally one of my favorite Avengers movies. I do also really like the combination of the matte and the glossy effect on this steelbook, the background being glossy, Thanos being matte, as you can see right there. As for the back, I do like it. It's very simple, has the Avengers A. Personally, in my opinion, I kind of wish they would have put the Avengers A on the front and put Thanos on the back, just because this is the only steelbook that doesn't have an A on the front. So whenever they're all lined up together, it just doesn't look quite right. Up next, we do have Avengers Endgame. This one is not the Best Buy exclusive, though it is the same art as the Best Buy exclusive. This is actually in a 3D Italian edition. I'm not sure what exact store in Italy this came from. This one does have the characters spot glossed with a matte finish on the bottom of the steelbook and a glossy on the top. Also, the purple on the A is a different shade. I don't know how well that's going to pick up over camera, but also it has like a brushed metal glossy effect as the gray background, and it's just a whole different shade than the Best Buy edition. The Best Buy edition was just solid gloss, and this one just has a lot more craftsmanship to it. The back is also the same as the front, also has the characters spot glossed with a matte finish on the bottom and a glossy up top. It's also a different shade than the Best Buy edition as well. Up next, yet again, we have a custom. This one is Loki Season 1, spot glossed on the title, once again, matte finish everywhere else. We have Loki on the front. Here we have the spine. And then on the back, we do have Sylvie. Once again, I will be going more in depth on these steelbooks in their individual videos, so you will have to tune back in and check that out. I will be opening them up and actually showing the inside, so that way you can get a good look at the inside artwork as well. Up next, we do have WandaVision. This was the first of the Disney Plus shows, and I remember when this show came out, the guessing and the suspense was insane. This show had so much going on, and there was so much mystery when it first came out. If you can see on the spine, the bumps, that is not from the creator of these steelbooks. That is from me. I put a thin layer of nail polish on it, just as an added layer of protection. As you can see on the back, we have the Wanda logo along with the Vision logo with the Mind Stone. I think that looks really, really good in my opinion. Up next, we do have Falcon and the Winter Soldier. This show was not my favorite, but it was still good. I'm really glad that Sam got his new suit. I personally think this is one of the best suits in the MCU. I liked it a lot better than his original suit. On the back, we do have Bucky. I did hear a rumor that Bucky is supposed to be on the Thunderbolts team in the new Thunderbolts movie coming out, but I really, really hope they don't go that route, because that would ruin his arc that they portrayed in this show. His character development so far has been great. Up next, we have Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. This one actually has debossing, which is the first time Best Buy has done debossing on one of their steelbooks since Captain America Civil War. I think this one was actually a really good steelbook. They included the spot gloss and the matte finish, which was a lot more than Best Buy's been doing lately. This one kind of has the same effect as the Black Widow steelbook, as they both have the comic book look to their characters. I'm not sure why they're going with that route, but it works for these two steelbooks. The spot gloss on the back is also very, very nice. Up next, we do have Eternals. This steelbook, I'm not sure what was wrong with the production of them, but this is the Best Buy edition, and I had to rebuy this one like 5 times before I finally got one that didn't have a scratch. And it wasn't like a scratch from damage, it was like a manufacturer scratch. It was very hard to get one that finally had no flaws. I know this movie wasn't very popular, but I personally didn't have much of a problem with it. The steelbook, on the other hand, I wish they would have done more with the back. This movie had some pretty crazy action shots that they could have easily taken for the back art. The front art also could have used any of these shots. This movie had very, very good visuals, and I kind of think they had a missed opportunity when they created this steelbook. But once again, the Best Buy steelbooks here lately, I haven't been enjoying too much. Up next, we do have Spider-Man Far From Home. This one was good. I enjoyed the movie, but the steelbook, on the other hand, like, the colors are good, but I don't like all the faces on the front. I think it would have looked better if it was just Spider-Man swinging and still kept all the same background, just minus the faces. Overall, I do like the color of the steelbook. I love how vibrant it is, and I think this one for a glossy steelbook does look good, especially on the back. The back, I think they did a great job with. It's not super crowded with the faces, and they do have the characters on the back, but it's a lot more subtle and not as much in your face. I do love the contrast between the green and the blue. I think they did a really good job with the colors on the steelbook overall. As far as the movie goes, it was a good one. Up next, we do have Spider-Man No Way Home. This steelbook is the Zavvi exclusive, and I am a big fan of the colors they chose to use for the steelbook. I think they could have done more of an action sequence, but I do enjoy how it fits the vibe of the other 2 Spider-Man movies. They all have Spider-Man front and center with the other surrounding characters, and I do like how they do keep these movies uniform. On the back, we do have Doctor Strange with the tentacle wraparound. And as far as this movie goes, it was amazing. Up next, we do have Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. This is the Zavvi exclusive steelbook. The only difference between this one and the Best Buy exclusive steelbook is the Best Buy one is a glossy finish, and I personally prefer the matte finish, and I feel Zavvi does a little bit better quality on their steelbooks. This steelbook was kind of a letdown in my opinion. This movie had some very good action scenes as well, and they chose to do this. I personally think they could have done much more. These were some of the worst posters in my opinion. And something that really does bother me is when looking at the front art, you see all 3 of these Stranges. Well, if you look at the one on the right, if you look very close, you can see he has the scruffy beard. of the evil Strange in the movie. So that implies that that is the evil Strange, which I then think we could probably safely assume the Strange that is front and center and in color is our Strange from the main universe, and then the Strange all the way on the left, I'm not sure which one that would have been, but I still think it was a different Strange from another universe, just based on that. And then you turn it to the back. The back has Wanda on it, and if you look, both Wandas are in the same outfit that our Wanda wears in the main universe. This implies that this is the same Wanda, because the other Wanda in this movie didn't have this outfit that we saw. So that's just something that really bothered me with the Steelbook. But anyway, moving right along. Next up we have Hawkeye, Season 1. This is another custom. This one is white. I love the white Steelbooks. I feel like we don't see the white all that often, and I think it honestly looks very crisp on the Steelbooks. On the back, we do have Kate Bishop, Hawkeye, and Lucky the dog. This show was actually one of my favorite Disney Plus shows when it came out. It has now been passed, but still, it was up there with my favorites. I really enjoyed the Christmas vibe, and I do think this is one I will return to and watch on Christmas. But here's a look at the spine. And up next, we do have Moon Knight Season 1. Yet another custom. This show I thought was really good. I like how this Steelbook portrays all three personas, and it actually has a little dab of spot gloss right there on the chest crest. This show really had me intrigued from the beginning. I thought it was very well put together. I loved the mystery vibe to it. I liked it all the way up till the end. But here's a look at the spine. The back art on this one, on the other hand, this was one of my favorite posters. I know it's very, very simple, but I don't know. I just think it looks really good on this Steelbook. I'll give you another look at the spine. I like how he includes the Marvel Studios logo, and here's a better look at what the nail polish is supposed to look like. Just give it that glossy effect and the added layer of protection. Last but not least, we do have Miss Marvel. This show was not my favorite by any means. This is honestly probably towards the bottom of all the Marvel Disney Plus shows. I don't know what it was about it. I just really didn't enjoy it. But as far as the Steelbook goes, I think this Steelbook looks incredible. I love the front art on this one. I like how it portrays her powers. Here's a look at the spine. Once again, the glossiness and the Marvel Studios logo. And the back art on this one. The back art really, really, really does it for me. I like how this is a shot straight out of the comics, and I love the colors and the vibrantness that was put into this, and just the overall look of this Steelbook. Once again, this one is also a custom, of course. But with that brings this video to an end. I really hope you enjoyed. Please comment down below what your favorite Steelbook was. If you enjoyed the content, please consider liking and subscribing. I will definitely have more content coming soon where I break down each Steelbook individually and go in much more detail. I hope you have a great weekend. Thanks for watching.